Good morning, my people. How very nice of you to join me on this very auspicious day. We have a coronation, and I guess I overslept. I just came. Sorry, you guys. Hold on 1 minute. Pardon me. I told my people to take care of this. You're all fired. Take them to the tower. Off with their heads. Okay, there we go. What an auspicious day. Saucy. Hello, bee's knees. Oh, Nick, you've gone to thug life. Well, you've gone to thug life and I've gone to the royal life. It's a good thing my husband knows me very well because, you know, some women, if they came walking out in this getup, I wore these today, these patent leather Yves Saint Laurent. Sorry, I'm not going to show you from the, we're not going from the shoulders down because my jeans don't really match. I am wearing jeans, I must admit. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to wear jeans to Buckingham Palace, but I'm like, bitch, like, hello, this is my crib. You know that, right? I can do whatever I want here. Bama Beauty, good morning. Was it interesting last night? Because I wasn't around. I did listen to on almost 2 times speed. I listened to Queen Bee for the first, about an hour and a half. And then I listened to about 75% of Savage from last night. So, but when I got up this morning and saw that Shannon and Monroe were on live, and I was like, damn, it's early. What are these bitches doing up this early? And they said, hey, bitch, we're here for your party. What are you doing in your pajamas still? And I said, well, you know what? All my subjects who are out here in YouTube land, I said, well, calm down. I've got a fascinator I can throw on. This is 2 of 2 fascinators. If you will recall, I wore fascinator number 1 for Molly Golightly's tragedy pimp funeral. Yeah, remember when I had to show her what proper funeral attire was? And I do believe what I said was, isn't it ironic that I am dressed classier and more appropriately for a metaphorical tragedy pimp funeral than she was for her mother's? So yes, honestly, y'all, I have no agenda. I don't have anything to talk about. I don't plan on being on here very long. Famous last words. I just wanted to come show you my fascinator. And listen, I had a really hard time choosing because not only do I have a fascinator too, but you know, I try never to wear the same thing twice. So take a good long look at this one, folks, because you won't see this again. But have no fear. When I do the Met Gala pictures this evening, or I'm sitting at my desk now, I've promised myself that my ass is not leaving this seat for more than a 5-minute coffee break to the kitchen until I get those damn pictures clipped. But have no fear. I have a gorgeous, I debated wearing it here, but I promised Monroe and Shannon a fascinator. So I thought, well, I don't think it's right for me to, you know, change the plan up at the last minute. But I have a beautiful jeweled headband. I guess it's a headband, but I can't wear headbands because when you put them on back here, Poor Nick. Nick, you get more of an education in the fairer sex every time you come on YouTube, whether you want it or not. Trust me, though. I don't know if you're a single guy, but um, well, either way, you will thank us all at some point for the insight into the female psyche. Oh, so today is the Derby. God almighty. And I do, you know what? I do have some hats. Not the one I would have picked had I known. Nick, I always watch the Derby just in the beginning. And well, I mean, let's face it. How long does it last? A minute, 90 seconds? Oh, well, there you go. You're very single. And so, listen, you don't have to send me a thank you note when you find that special lady, because you will have already had, like I said, you will have had the insight into the female psyche. Because let's face it, you and a few other guys, we all are like the unicorns here. Oh, hi Revival, how are you? Saucy, how you doing? Rhett's mom. Oh, dyeing your hair. Are you dyeing it cotton candy pink by any chance? Oh boy. Texas Tiffany, how you doing? Hey Bee's Knees, how are you? It's me, Amberly. Okay, so anybody want to tell me what time's the Derby? Is it 3 or 4 o'clock, something like that? Hi, Brittany, how are you? Oh, Nick, if you're writing it down, I would suggest burn after reading, or at least keep it in a safe. One that can't just be picked up and run out of the house with. I saw that, Texas Tiffany. I see you. Okay, so I will I'm definitely gonna check when I leave here about the Derby. I only bet on, well, I'm not much of a gambler, but when I do, one of my best memories of when I was a kid, and you know how like you have family from out of town that comes. In my case, it would usually be, well, always once a year, usually in the summer, um, sometimes at Christmas time. But I have an aunt and uncle and cousins from out of town, and when we were kids, their big thing was to go to the dog track. And my aunt would always give all the kids, they'd go, okay, now here's a term that some of you probably aren't even going to know what it is. You're going to be like, what the hell's that? Back in the day, you went to a place called a newsstand and you got the racing program, and they would give each kid a program, and we would tell them, how do you think I learned what a trifecta, a perfecta, and a quinella is? Thanks, Mom. I'm up here telling all of the internet that you were letting us gamble as small children. But I think like my cousins, they were a little more strategic about it. Like they actually would read some of the stats. Not that they probably, well, one was a math, like that one would have understood. Me, I'm just like, oh, I love that name and that name. Mom, give me $20 to Win Place Show. Oh yeah, I forgot Win Place Show. And in Florida, you guys, I don't know if we still have it. We probably do. I just haven't been since I was young. Hi Ellie, how you doing? I don't think it's any place except South Florida, like Miami area. High Lie. I'll tell you what, if you've never seen High Lie and you have a chance to see it, It's fascinating, and it is highlight is kind of like, if think of hockey, it's got the okay, so it's got the speed and the action of hockey, but picture it being like some kind of hybrid between hockey and tennis. And that ball that they would play. So basically you'd have this thing, it looked like a boat, and I think it was woven, and usually, Miami's got a huge Cuban community, and Highlight, I believe, started in Cuba, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and they probably don't anymore, but at one time, these boat-like baskets. That's exactly what it looked like. It looked like a canoe, and it had a handle on it. And they would take that ball, and it was two play. I think it was only ever two players, and they played on what looked like a racquetball court. And you could go and watch and bet on them, just like you bet on anything else. And oh, okay, Nick. So you know all about Highlight. There you go. Oh, Nick, what's that game called that the old men play? Um, oh shit. You see him on Collins Avenue. Well, not now that South Beach has become such a uh, like the nightclub scene, but back in the day, all the old dudes used to sit out with their coffees all day long. What is that game called they would play? It almost looked like checkers. What the hell was that called? And then there was a numbers game way back in the day, in Florida. Except I think that was pretty much Bolita. Nick? Have you ever heard of Bolita? That's going way, way back in the day. That was kind of like an OG lottery numbers. That was, I know, like in Live Oak, Florida. There's actually a movie about. Y'all have probably seen it. It's about an African American woman who worked for the local doctor. Oh, what is that called? There was a podcast about it. There's been a movie about it. They called him Dr. Candy or something like that. And she was kind of like, she didn't have a choice. So I'm not going to say mistress. She was more like a concubine. She didn't have a choice in the matter. And eventually she killed him in his office. She went in and shot him in his office one day. And what was her name? She was a beautiful woman. And they actually had a child together. And that was a big part of that area in Live Oak. They had a game and I think it was predominantly the African American community that did it. And it was called Bolita. And it was, like I said, like a lottery type of thing. But the mob got their hands into it, and it got, corrupt. Like all those things tend to happen. Hey, Clancy, how you doing? Lotteria? What the hell's Lotteria? Oh, like a bingo game. Oh, there you go. That's funny. I've never heard that term before. Oh, okay. Rhett's mom knows exactly what it is. Bolita. Shuffleboard. Oh, hell yeah. Listen, you have reached God's waiting room when you find yourself on a shuffleboard court in Florida. They don't do it anymore because I'm not going to say they don't do it anymore. What they don't do anymore that they used to do when I was a kid, all of the like condos that would pop up, new construction or whatever. Well, at that time, it wasn't just for old people because, people came from up north, and I don't know who invented shuffleboard, but that was absolutely like a hot thing back in the day. Now it just means you're living in a probably much older construction condo in Florida, and it's certainly probably 55 and up. Do I know what a Peggy down here? Do I know a Peggy in Boca? I don't know anybody in Boca. I did catch that comment though when it went by and you said you thought you might know me. Nope, I have I don't know. I don't know anybody in Boca. Boca's a nice town though. All right, so um do we have has what's the guy's name from Saw? Is his name Jigsaw? Is that the clown that, does all the bad shit? Oh, Melanie, you like my fascinator? This is in honor of my coronation that I missed this morning. I know that legit I'm only considered the queen consort, but fortunately my ancient ass husband who's waited his entire life for his 5 minutes of fame and royalty. What the hell was that? That was interesting. He has told everyone that F you tradition, you shall refer to my wife as the queen. Oh, thank you, Ellie. That's very sweet. Um, oh, Mama Bear, hi, how are you? We're really not talking about anything of any import. So kind of like every day. No, I basically just came on to show I was late for late, hell, I didn't even make it to the coronation this morning. My invitation must have gotten lost in the mail. I don't know how that happened since it's about me, but so I thought, well, I'm going to come show my people my fascinator. I can't believe we're having the Kentucky Derby and a coronation on the same day. I am going to be so exhausted by the end of the day, y'all. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Well, Nick, don't worry. I've got a hat I'm going to drag out of my closet. It's not, it's not what I would have picked had I had, enough advance notice. I'm actually sitting here thinking, do I have time to run? No, I'm not running to the damn mall to buy a hat I'm never going to wear again. Although I said that when I got these. So has anything else transpired that is of note? Do we happen to has Jigsaw released a third letter with the coordinates of where we can find someone who is no doubt chained to a tree somewhere? And I picture like Cupid's got the arrow that's sharpened. It's going to be lit on fire and it contains like E. coli, salmonella, the plague. And if all of YouTube does not apologize to Drama Rock, then the poor unfortunate soul on the receiving end of that arrow. A cease and desist. Did it come from Bullscorn Betty Esquire? He lied about. Well, listen. I don't know why I'm sitting here with my mouth open because I knew that was all bullshit. First of all, there's not a sincere human alive who is speaking to real people who talks the way he was talking. I kept wanting to say, what button do I have to push to get back to the real person? I mean, everything he said defied logic. And actually, more than what he said about the letter, what sealed it was when he popped on to Queen Bee's Live while he was live streaming from Kick and tried to not disclose that. Oh my God, that was honestly, that's one of the sleaziest things. I mean, I've seen a lot of sleazy shit on here. That was pretty bad. And I, dude, listen, I don't know you, but I might I make a suggestion, just from one human being to another who we're kind of reside in the same neighborhood. I think that I don't know, maybe there's some kind of like radioactive glow that comes out of the monitor that's invaded your brain somehow, because let me assure you of one thing. If you are sitting around concocting fantasies in your head, like what you tried to sell all of us, I think you better tread lightly with any thoughts you might have on JLR, because I don't know, you might be if this gig doesn't work out, well, hell, I don't know, maybe you could be like one of his pitchmen. Maybe you could, I don't know, maybe you could join forces, because dude, you are not famous. You are never going to be famous. I'm never going to be famous. And I'm hotter than you, I'm smarter than you, and I'm better spoken than you. So just trust and believe when I tell you, you seem to be working way too hard at all of this, because I truly, I don't know who would believe you. You miscalculated drastically. And when I sat back and thought about it, I truly, I don't see a lot of difference between you and him. Your nemesis, one of your nemesis. Um, and it's okay. I know I'm off the Christmas card list. I can deal with it. Don't worry. Um, it's actually a little disturbing, and I mean, I find it troubling, because you gotta have a pretty. I mean, it was devious. It was very calculated, poorly calculated, but calculated nonetheless. And if if that's what you need to do to whatever your goal was, I don't know what it was. I mean, no, I do know what it was. I mean, I at least know some of it, because we all saw it happen in real time when you just, Queen Bee does have an open panel. That's the thing. Why didn't you just go on there as a guest? If you wanted to get your face so badly and your name in front of all her people, why not just go on the panel? But I mean, I certainly don't think I'm alone, but I only speak for myself. I find it like next level creepy. I really do. That, and not just so much the ill-conceived plan, because I think you thought you were a lot smarter than all the rest of us. I don't agree. Just because, listen, dude, you ought to be real damn good at the internet, because just based on what I've seen in a short period of time, um, do you have any waking moments when you are not live streaming? I mean, do you sleep with your stream open? Do you sleep at all? I don't know. Um, but for somebody who spends as much time on this platform in as many different communities as you've been, I what really, to me, what I find the most disturbing is, and let me just, before I say this, I don't think anybody would question. I have absolutely zero use for any of the tragedy pimps. If they burst into flames as I was walking by, I did this the other day. If this is my Starbucks skinny vanilla soy latte hot, and I'm walking by and they burst into flames, I'm not going to be bothered to do that. Okay, so it's not about them. It's about the fact that you clearly have lost all perspective as to your own self-importance, and whatever your ultimate goal with this thing is, I don't know. But to be devious enough to very purposely pick someone. See, here's the part that's troubling to me. And if you'd been smarter and not so fucking arrogant and confused as to your own self-importance, you might have planned better for this. To me, what makes it kind of scary in the devious department is that you very purposely picked him because you knew that he's widely disliked, vehemently disliked by a very large part of this community, of which I don't know, is he still part of this hood, or is he doubling down? Is he tripling down? What's he doing? I don't know what he's doing. But if you think for 1 minute, oh, and wait, back it up. Sorry. I didn't know I was going to start talking about him, or I would have put this right out here first. He was a member of the armed services. He served this country. And for that, we all owe him a debt of gratitude and a word of thanks. So you have that from me, and I'm sure you have that from everyone else, because nobody's vet bashing you, Uni. Much like Mallory and House of Williams tried to wrap herself in that rainbow flag. I don't mean about Molly. I mean before she and Molly fell out, when she had her little St. Jude telethon, of which you were a very, very vocal critic. But she wanted to turn that, you're trans bashing me. Nobody was trans bashing her, including the security guard and the cop she lied on. And nobody's bashing you either. But and faithful, thank you. It's, I'm celebrating my husband's, well, it's actually my coronation today. But I don't think I'm the only one who, when you just, when you're not on YouTube and you're maybe just watching and you sit back and think about it with just a little bit of distance, I'm sorry, it's creepy as hell. It is very creepy. And to me, your thinking, in my book, it puts you way more in line with JLR and the kind of shit he does than the way I think. And I don't mean illegal things when I say that. No, I'm just talking. I mean, am I the only one? Chat, somebody help me out here. Actually, anybody want to come up and talk about it? I'll just put the link out. I don't need to just sit up here and keep babbling to myself. How do let me see. Invite, copy, paste. Okay, there we go. If anybody wants to come up, Come up. Oh, wow. Philip Tracy. I know who that is. That's amazing. Who is that really famous? That's him. He only does hats, right? What do they? Is that's a mill? Well, I know that's a milliner, but then there's another word for it as well that I can't remember. So, yeah, Nick, come up. Anybody who wants to, because listen, y'all, I don't know what happened after the first hour and a half of Queen Bees. I won't bite. Not this early in the program. But I mean, seriously, I'm sorry. I just find it. I find it a little creepy.
Hola. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good, good. Go lay down. Get out of here, kid. Sorry, my dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
you better say that again loud for the ones in the back because you might get a call to CPS on you.
Right. I can't even have kids, so let's put that one out there.
Well, that won't stop them.
Yeah, I know, right? It really won't. Unbelievable.
Okay, so what happened? This is the last thing I heard. On Queen Bee.
Mm-hmm.
The guy B somebody, whoever sent the email to Heels, that she made the community post.
Yeah, Chris
B. Yes. Okay, that's about as far as I got. So.
Yep. So Chris B sent that email that you saw to Heels, and it was kind of vulgar as you read it. Then
who does it? Like, first of all, that's just. I'm sorry, you lose right out of the gate. Done. You lose. You're telling it. What did it? The first line was something about you fucking bitch.
Yeah, somebody. I think he even said "dumb bitch." I want to say.
Yeah,
I
something
think
like very
I have
classy.
it right here.
Classy.
Let me see if I can find it. I think I have it right here. Go back and
Faithful, like Marianne Faithful.
Let me find it. I think I have it. Just give me 1 second, Lisa. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I can read it off.
Oh, you guys, I forgot to say, I have both chats going. Oh, remind me to I need to go into the other chat and mod you in that one too. You
Roger
guys,
that.
if you see, I've got two chats going. I see them both as one. You guys will not. So if you see me reading a chat that you don't see, go into the other channel, and that's I don't know how. There's no way to merge them.
That was the funny thing. I looked up. I'm like, how am I not subscribed? And I'm a freaking mod, but it was the other channel.
Hell, it's taken me all this time to figure it out. And I mean, look, half the time I forget to even mention it.
Right. All right. So this is what it says. Unirock is really telling the truth about JLR's letter. You dumb effing biatch. But obviously, B-I-T-C-H.
Yeah. Okay. You lose.
Yep. Right then and there. The first letter is with his lawyer, and he didn't screenshot it to Queen Bee because his lawyer won't let him yet! Exclamation point.
Knew that was coming.
Yep. And he did receive the second letter from JLR, and he's not showing it because of dumb bitches like you, Nonsense, and Queen Bee. So you is obviously Heels, and then Nonsense and Queen Bee, who don't believe him. First off, Queen Bee gave him the benefit of the doubt up until yesterday. You know what I mean?
Oh, listen. She handled him with kid gloves. He got far more courtesy and respect from her than he showed, number one, and then I would have given him that, but that's just me.
Yep. And then last night, she, when she had enough and found out about the new letter, she, she Queen beat him. I'll say that.
I did hear that. Hear that. But wait, now what is this about the new letter is a cease and desist?
Yes, cease and desist. You want me to finish reading this one first or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Just in case anybody else hasn't.
Yeah, just in case, I guess. Nonsense Queen Bee, who don't believe him and is defending that piece of shit JLR. Just because you have beef with Uni for commentating on your videos doesn't mean you lie about him to create more drama online. Go back to dunking on BHB and leave Uni alone, or just make another video defending Trayvon Martin's murderer. to show everyone what a evil bitch you are in real life. I stand by Unirock. Hashtag I stand by Unirock. Now,
Well, good. Then you go fucking stand by Unirock. Enjoy. Go
exactly.
plant your flag. Get your tent out and hang out. Go live there. Nobody
Now,
cares. Like what?
the most interesting part about this email, Lisa, is the
The dunking?
dunking.
Is it the dunking?
Yes.
I did hear you guys talking about that. See that
That.
when I say there was some miscalculations,
Mhm.
but you know what? Something that I
Uni
just thought
uses that word all the time, Lisa. He uses dunking on the
of.
regular. On the regular. So to me, it seems like someone immediately close to him, or someone in that,
Oh,
I don't know,
of course.
Discord,
In
which I
my
got kicked out of last night. Thanks, Uni, for kicking me out. I hope you took my wrench
and you
as I
guys were
asked.
friends, right? You guys, well, at least
So,
you thought you were.
I like Navy a lot. I think Navy's a good guy, and I think
And I
Navy's
don't know
supposed to be with
Navy.
us.
I've
Yeah.
never I've never had any interaction with him at all. So I don't know anything more than
Yep. I've only spoken with Navy on Discord. I've never had a personal message with Uni. I've been on Uni's podcast like 5, 6, 7 times, especially
which
during the
is
Molly,
oh,
situation
okay.
type thing.
How many channels does he have? He has several, right?
I think he's got 2, maybe 3,
Okay. But
but I
then
know he
he's
has
got all
2.
these other social
Yeah,
media. Okay.
exactly. And I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt as well until he started. When he came on Queen Bees that day, and he was
That was
streaming from Kick as
foul.
well.
That
I
was
was like, this something.
foul.
Yeah, rotten in Denmark. Something's rotten in Denmark here for sure.
Oh, listen, at the very least, it was the absolute hey, it was the
Hey guys.
absolute height of bad manners at the very least. I mean,
Yes.
who does that?
And he knew it. He said that's why he started stuttering. Yeah, I just went live. No, you went live. You could have just jumped on here. You went live 15 minutes before you jumped on Queen Bee's live, which was live for at least an hour or so or more before that. So it was calculated to the 10th degree, in my opinion. And now the letter is a cease and desist. It wasn't handwritten, Lisa. It was typed out. It wasn't addressed to the mother at all. It was just had her, because they sent out multiple cease and desist, right, Ellie, to multiple addresses.
Yeah, and that was just one of them. There's Heels kept thinking that there was like a possibility, just like a funny possibility in her own mind, I guess, that this could be like a way to prove that Uni doesn't live at his mom's basement, because it's like some kind of thing that's going around that. And so,
you know what I say to that?
What?
The lady doth protesteth too much. Sincerely, Macbeth. I mean,
yeah, right.
like, yeah. I don't care if he does or not, but
it doesn't matter. I mean, that's not neither here nor there, right? But like, it's just interesting. This whole spin of this. I thought that it just was an interesting like case study, because I looked at his past and stuff, and he does this in every community. He'll just move on to the next. Like, he's been through this before. This isn't his first rodeo. You know what I mean?
I have to admit, and whether it's right or wrong, the minute I heard he had been in the makeup community, I was like, say no more. Like, I'm sorry.
Right?
No.
Yeah. With Katie Joy. Do you know the whole Katie Joy
You know
thing?
what? I do. I know who she is. What I don't know is why she is so, like, why is she so hated? What has she done?
There's a lawsuit, and that's where he got involved. Like, I'm still trying to piece it up. What?
With Toddy?
I was listening. Yes, that name I've heard that name come up. Yes. Yeah, there's a lawsuit, and he kind of interjected himself into that. Like, that's what he does. He interjects himself into different communities. It's very interesting, this guy. I mean, but he didn't think he was going to get true crimed. Like, we just true crimed him. Do you know what I mean? Like, we just, like, you can't do that, like, in this kind of community, and other communities too. Like, there's people that were like reacting from other communities last night. I listened to this other guy's live. It was so fascinating to see it from their view, because, I think it's like the commentary community. I don't know. I'm newer to YouTube, so this is like, I'm just figuring shit out along the way too, but
I think he's severely miscalculated.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry. To me, the person, and I can't stand JLR. Seriously, if that dude dropped off the face of the earth and was never heard from again, I would not care.
Yeah.
So this is not, nobody is advocating for JLR.
Exactly. I heard your
But
cell phone comment with the life.
you cannot listen. That's the kind of shit they do in Cuba. Okay, you cannot have a society where you do things like that, because then eventually it's going to be your turn. So it's not about anybody sticking up for JLR, and he knows that. I mean,
Of course.
I don't know what's more troubling to me, the things that he absolutely did plan for, and how, because JLR's was the fall guy, I guess. I mean, but so am I understanding correctly? There really truly there was a cease and desist sent.
Yep.
That JLR says is from him.
Yep.
Yep.
And somebody, even one of his people, right? They even messaged back for more information to EKC to let her know exactly what was going on. The only thing that was ever mentioned about Queen Bee was the title that he used for the cease and desist was about a certain
video that he titled
Yeah.
that he wrote, that Uni wrote. Oh, right? Yeah. Exactly. We found it. I mean, what a slimy slime, right?
I know.
Boys? What the
saying, it was a very threatening letter, and then his mom had to get her gun and load it, or pew pew and load it.
Do you guys think a cease and desist is a threatening letter? I mean,
it's not a threatening
right?
letter.
No, right.
And it's not, and even if it was not in the form of a cease and desist, it is not. And wait, has JLR acknowledged this out of his own mouth? Has he said, yes, I sent it?
Well,
he said he did.
He didn't, but EKC emailed from his website this person, and this girl that responded, Magnolia, Heels actually knew that name, that's his person that responds. So it was all through JLR. I mean,
but listen to this. You want to really start
spinning,
72 more squares to the Hollywood Squares.
Right?
Think about this. JLR, he's from the P.T. Barnum School of Thought. All publicity is good publicity. So who's to say that JLR didn't say, oh, yeah, you were using my name and try and make me. Mm-hmm. Okay, bitch. I didn't do it, but I'll take it.
And
who knows? That's the thing. And that's the part I really find fascinating. And
I saw that.
I love that, because what Uni attempted to do has so severely done one of these backfired on him, because now, I mean, come on. I think more people are probably in line with what I just said in their thoughts than what he's trying to sell you.
Yep.
They're all liars. Who the hell do you believe?
For him to say that it was a handwritten letter, right? And then, I messaged a couple people and they were like, oh yeah, he just got that. How do you get that wrong? How you said you saw the letter.
Serious? Come on, God.
Right?
But JLR does these. He sends cease and this. This is his MO. Yeah. So right.
Yes, it is his MO.
Oh yeah. He does, and it's not illegal. But I'm sorry. There is exactly no one, including probably a first grader, who would look at something and say that's typed and say, oh yeah, I just looked at it wrong. I thought it was handwritten. Come on.
Exactly. He's gonna spin it like this. When he said, it had it wasn't addressed to his mother. His mother, it was on one of the addresses to send it, right? So he's going to try to spin it and be like, oh, no, that's what I meant. No, sorry. There's too much video out there, especially when he came on Queen Bees and tried to explain it again and rumbled out of his own words multiple times. There's no way he can get out of this. And I don't understand. I just want him to take accountability. You know what I mean? I wrote that in Heels' video in the comments. I'm like, just take accountability, bro. There's no way you can spin this. I mean,
I'm always fascinated. Why? I guess because I'm not one of these people. I have no problem saying when I'm sorry. I've even said I'm sorry many times in my life when I wasn't and didn't have anything to apologize for. But to keep the peace, sometimes you do things.
I say sorry too much. I feel like.
Right.
So I don't understand. why. It's like, dude, you're in a hole, okay? You need a shovel. You've got a teaspoon. Stop digging, number one. But I'm telling you, I don't know how everybody else thinks, but in my mind, we're at the point now in the program where, at least for me, I don't give a shit what he says. I believe nothing.
Yes. And I see all these comments saying literally, well, see, there was a letter. He wasn't lying. And I'm like, are you
no,
kidding me right now?
He made it like this moral dilemma for some of us, because he made in this letter that it was handwritten, and like, and we like know that JLR would probably go back to jail if he wrote a threatening letter to Uni's mother, you know? And so like he made us like think that, you know, not that I'm not choosing sides between these, so I never did, but like he made us think, you know, like, I believe what Rabbit said was like, really, you know, she brought up this point that I was thinking about. I'm so glad that she brought it up, that like, you know, like, why should he go to jail for a fraudulent letter? You know, if that's what it was, like, if it was
I wouldn't want that on my conscience. Hell
never, no way.
And how about us making him, that makes him a victim. We're like literally making a victimizer a victim at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Uni's really screwed the pooch on this one, because at least for me, there is just there's no way to fix it. We are way past the point of fixing it. And I truly, I don't know if he had come out like a big boy and just said, listen, I did it. I fucked up. I exaggerated this, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. There's a lot of people who probably, you know how YouTube is. What's a big deal today, and tomorrow, by next week, it's going to be gone and it'll be forgotten.
And that's what he thinks.
Depending on how egregious it is. But doing this shit, he's really just gotten himself to the point where just because somebody from JLR's said, oh yeah, it was a cease and desist. Like I said, JLR is all about getting JLR out there. So yeah, I absolutely believe he would just play along, and because that's what he likes to do. He's the mental mind fuck.
He's a troll too. You know, two trolls go at it. You never know what's going to happen between the two of them. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I think
he says that he was getting doxxed by this, right?
It's not doxing. They were talking about that last night. They're like, he doesn't know what doxing is, and
I
like,
think he does. I think
he does. He's playing stupid.
He knows that's a buzzword. That's a buzzword that's going to get people to sit up and go, wait a minute, and start getting outraged. Rightly so.
Because that was sent personally to him, right? So that's not doxing. Now, what he did is doxed himself, if you want to, you know, go that route, because he brought it to the public platform and said X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah.
That's had like malicious intent, you know, like the whole, I mean, he tried to make it doxing. He tried to pretend that it had malicious intent, but we all knew, I mean, I don't know. It was just like from the get-go, you know, but I think it was a good learning experience. I mean, I never you know, I didn't know him from Adam. Like 3 months ago, he popped on.
I thought he was a really nice guy.
Yeah, and Navy.
The little bit I ever, you know, was in his chat, he seemed like, you know, really even tempered. And I mean, I had no reason not to think. I think I even said, that video won't have aged well. I think I said, you know, he seems like such a nice person.
Yeah, you could be likable and be
not ours. It's not our bad for.
Yeah, well, I didn't trust. You can't trust. You could like somebody and not trust them. You know, like I was talking to somebody about that. Like even like Navy, he's very likable, but I don't trust him.
I'm fucking pissed he's in this situation. And
he's like a likable guy. He's in the Navy. You know, I mean, it's just like, but he knows him because he's been around him for long enough. Well, he has seen this before, so he's, you know. He's just his yes man, and there is some little kind of codependency going on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do not understand that gig at all, because I'm sorry, there's some people on here who need to get a big old grip on reality. You're not like, dude, you are not famous. You don't need. This is your gatekeeper, because what? You've got 75,000 emails a day that you've got to weed through, and you've got, you know, all the girls in the front row throwing their bra at you. Well, I mean, like.
Why not happening?
No, it's not. That's what he wants you to think. and for whatever reason, his friend plays along with this. I don't know why, but
well, all right. So the people will tell you I'm very.
Talk amongst yourselves for a moment while I get a refill on my coffee.
I'm a very, very loyal person, as you know, Ellie, and a lot of people know. And loyalty can come to a fault at times when you're too loyal. And he's known him for 4 years. You know what I mean? And it's hard to break that friendship. You know what I mean? When he has, because they probably are really, really good friends. 4 years is a long time, especially on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean,
he's
had to see all of this from like 3 communities ago. Do you know what I mean? He has to have seen this, because what he does is exactly what he kind of did here. He like pushes it too far or whatever. He scams the tries to scam the scammer, fraudster.
I think this was the worst, because the other ones I'm still trying to figure out.
This is why it's worse, because it had like Queen Bee's family safety involved.
Supposedly, right?
Supposedly. You don't know until you know, right? We didn't know this like a day ago, like at this time. You know what I mean? We were still, trying to sleuth it, but like, give me a break. I mean, he brought that into it. He brought like, he made her, that's like not a good place to do. I have to go in a second. I'm at my job.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, at work.
I mean, literally, Ellie, he used to handwrite letters, JLR, and that's why I got in trouble and all that stuff. So for him to take that cease and desist type letter and say it was handwritten, that was him manipulating the subject at hand, right?
Yeah. And I guess he just didn't know the extent that like people like Heels and Deets, like, everybody likes different, like knowing about JLR so well. And he's working on a documentary on JLR. Like Deets already did one. Like people already know him better than you. So like, this is what he does. Like he's done this to several other creators, this cease and desist. So this is nothing new. This isn't a handwritten threatening letter that like you just made it into something that it's not. And I think that's why we're all upset about it.
Yes.
Because he brought like Queen Bee in it. He brought other possible creators just so we could like wonder who these creators are. Like he just tried to like punk us all, and he's a little punk.
Yeah. And to say, BHB was mentioned, Molly was mentioned, you know why they were mentioned, because they were in your freaking title that was for the the cease and desist was for those videos, and he knew that. You know what I mean? He didn't just go to his mother's and take a quick look at it and say, no, he studied that, read it, and then he's gonna still go off and say that it was handwritten.
That was all bullshit.
It's all bullshit. There's
all
no way
bullshit, because he just got an email to him. I'm probably got like an email version of it too. Probably. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know if he knows his email, but if his email is like Unirock's email out there.
Oh, Ellie, he doesn't know how to use email.
I know. Or Discord, even though he taught Nate the lawyer how to use Discord, and he thinks name dropping is
for me. The Discord deal.
He knows Discord.
Name dropping. Nate the lawyer is him name drop. I mean, come on, guy. I mean, like.
Him.
I love him.
He's the black guy, right? The big black guy?
Yeah. But he tries to be like, oh, he's my friend. It's like, who cares? There's a lot of people that have like friends on this. You know what I mean? Like he's just,
Discord is so decked out.
How I was like I don't know. That's just how I was raised. Like you do not, there were things that you don't do, like in my house. You don't talk about money with people, and you don't drop names. That always makes me have this visceral reaction.
Ugh, me too. Ugh.
When you know that somebody's doing it just because they want the
I cringe. It cringes me.
I do too.
I do. And I live in I'm in Los Angeles, so you probably can imagine how much this shit happens to me. You know what I mean? But this made me he made us doubt not doubt, but like I said, this moral dilemma with like the whole JLR thing. Oh, you know, it's just he kind of fucked with the wrong community. He should go back to another community or just.
Do you think he's going to? What's he doing? That radio silent? No way, right?
He's been radio silent.
He has?
I mean, I haven't seen anything out new except for his Twitter stuff. I mean, and back to the Discord thing, his Discord is the most impressive Discord I've ever seen. I'm in 10 Discords, and
I've never gone to Discord. I'm never going there.
Don't do it.
Hell no. No, I've always said it's like the dark web of YouTube for me. That is a no-fly zone.
Last night, they had 40 people in the Mike's chat, or I counted 37 at one time because I was still in the Discord until he kicked me out, having a team meeting about this. Okay, and.
A team about this whole.
Yep. once the C&D came out, they called for a team meeting. They
Yeah.
all went into the Mike's chat.
You said there's like 26 people there. I remember you telling us like
Yep,
Oh,
and
his-
I
Queen Bee.
counted again.
his
There was
team?
37
Is that his team? Because he needs wardrobe on his
mods.
team.
Everybody.
He's got to get a stylist because for the longest time, I thought all this was a sweatband. And I'm like,
Girl,
even
me
my
too.
husband, even
Me
my
too.
husband who was going, my poor husband, he has to walk by the living room TV to get to the kitchen. And when he kind of sees somebody he hasn't seen before or heard before, he'll stop and he goes, why is that dude wearing a sweatband?
That's what I thought originally. But then people were like, it's a bandana and like a skull cap. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Oh gosh, that took some sleuthing just to figure out what. Yeah.
I know. It's like, what is that about? It's weird, dude. Bald is beautiful.
Oh, my dad was bald. I love, and
There's a lot of
the
really
and the
good-looking
Navy.
bald men. I mean,
Right?
he wouldn't be
Yeah.
one of them, but
Yeah. Oh my
sorry, that
gosh.
was chatty, but
No, it's just
It is.
it's okay. I mean,
that's me.
it happens to men. My dad went bald when he was younger, but he did it. He wore it well. He did it well his whole life.
I have a family member who had, what do they call that? When it's in the family.
Yeah, like it's like
There's some
yeah.
weird. There's a term for it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Not male pattern, but anyway, I'm talking from like high school, late junior senior year. It started.
Wow.
He tried everything.
Ugh, it must
in
be
his
so
life.
hard. Yeah.
Gloves, everything. The day that he decided to just shave it bald, and he's never turned back. And he probably has more women that would not have looked with the rug. But it's
Look at my man bun picture. That's a prime example. I took
Oh my
that thing off.
god. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember
My hair
you
was down
showed
to my
us.
back at one point. I had it braided, then I cut it shorter and did the little man bun thing. And I remember before my cousin's wedding, she's like, "You better cut, yeah." She's like, "You
Oh,
better
shoot, I
cut
gotta
that
go,
off for the
guys.
wedding."
Maybe I'll jump up if you're still here. Sorry.
All right, Ellie.
I like man buns.
I had a full man bun.
Interstitial
Yeah, I'll show you another one.
fluid. Is that how you say that? Uni is making sure that Navy crashes and burns with him. That's so wrong. Since Uni always said he would have to leave the community eventually anyways. Why?
And that's the problem right there. He's got some really good people like mods and
That's awful.
clubs, and they're going to be forced to.
Where'd Ellie go?
Oh, she had to go to work real quick.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't do something. Okay, so we've had an emergency meeting with the celebrity management team, and
there was over 30 people.
Advise?
Yep, there was over 30 people in there. I didn't obviously jump in there, and then towards the end of the stream when I was on Queens, I clicked back and I was kicked out of Discord, which I understand that. You know what I mean? Because I
didn't do it while you never actually went in the meeting.
No.
Okay,
I was in the stream the whole time. I could just count on the Mike's chat. You can see it on the side, and you can see how many people are in there.
Well, I only asked because I thought, well, that's a damn wuss move. If you're gonna bounce somebody, do it to their face. I don't know. See it. I always have this like struggle that goes on for me because, to me, I'm not a fake person.
Yeah, I'm the opposite.
Not in the way of like, if I like you, I like you. I do not make friends with people on here that I talk to Heels in the Air off of YouTube. And even when I was gone from YouTube for months, I still talk to her. I do not, if I like you enough that I'm going to trust you with my information, it's so hard for me to understand and believe, and I do believe it because I know it happens, but I will never understand like that comment that I just saw that Uni wants Navy to crash and burn with him. He didn't want him to get bigger than he is. I don't know who was that? Not that I don't believe it, but obviously that's an opinion. But I know that this happens all the time on here.
Yes, it does.
I have never released, and I never will, messages that I've ever communicated with anyone. If I tell you I just don't roll that way. So I'm always shocked when I hear that people do. And I don't know why I'm shocked, because it's the nature of this beast, I guess. But I hate it.
Yeah, it happens on
hate
YouTube a lot. Creators or so within it's like a 6-month cycle. You know what I mean? People get into a fight with each other, and I mean, Molly called it. Molly said, "Don't worry, they'll be at each other's throats here in a couple months and whatnot." But in reality, what happened was Uni did this, and this is what happened. You know what I mean? He went too far, way too far, and he stepped on his own foot. You know what I mean?
Too far. And I'm sorry. I'm sure he is harmless, but I just find it. To me, it's troubling that anybody would. That number one, they care this much about this place, because it's not like he's got millions of subs and he's at the top of the game, and that's an entirely different strategy. I would imagine you have to employ to stay on top. But we're talking about, come on. It's like,
right.
Dude, why would you? I just find it scary that anybody would go to this kind of trouble and these lengths.
Yeah, it's like he ruined it for himself. Like, Queen Bee had his back, or when Queen Bee was done. That's the thing. When I look back on it now, okay, when he used Nonsense's CPS as content as well, and said that Molly and the Caters did this, and in fact, Nonsense said she has no clue who it was. So for him to say that, you know what I mean, is not cool. And then with the Queen Bee situation, he took advantage of that.
Nonsense. I was in her live yesterday for quite a while, not as long as I would have liked to have been, but I think she knows a lot more than.
Yes, and that was my original. So, because I do not lie. I know when people say they don't lie, they're usually liars. I do not lie. I originally thought that maybe Nonsense at first they were pissed, and that's why she was going after him. And I was kind of confused. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, Nonsense, didn't you allow him to play your, in my mind, didn't you allow him to play your content and help build your, channel, which it did, you know what I mean? She got subs up and stuff like that. But I didn't take into the consideration, because I didn't understand that he was saying that, Molly sent the CPS call and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And I didn't realize her take on it, you know what I mean? Until I started really watching everything. And I'm like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? He is taking her content and transforming it into a way that she did not, you know what I mean, say it happened, you know what I mean? And same thing with the Queen Bee situation. When Queen Bee was doxxed, whatnot, at first it looked like, he was helping Queen Bee out and getting it out. But in reality, it was just content for himself. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I know that everybody takes their channel. I guess what I'm trying to say is I absolutely understand that some people's channel is much more like a business, and they're much more dedicated to doing everything they have to do to grow it. I am not one of those people. Not that I wouldn't like it to happen, but listen, I'm too lazy. I am not going to sit around and say, okay, let's see. If I do this at this time.
Exactly. You're not going to calculate things to try to blow up your channel for fake reasons.
You might be able to answer this question. Let me just say hi. There's a couple of people I haven't seen before. Truth Hurts, how are you? Amy Luz, Melanie Ray Styles. Who had a
Hey everyone.
Oh, wait a minute. Fit and Kirby. Navy's been with him for a few years, right? Do you think Navy will walk away from him? I don't know either one of them.
I don't think so, unless Navy finds out that he was directly lying to him about something, and even that's hard to admit. If you're someone like Navy or something like that, because you don't want to be fooled like that from someone that you call a friend. You know what I mean? It stinks. And I'll give you a prime example on someone that didn't, like Queen Bee. Her channel just blew up. Go ahead.
Heels, I put the link in the chat if you want to come up.
Good morning, Heels.
There was one other thing, and now it's gone again. Okay, carry on because I can't remember.
Queen Bee. So we had to like ask her to turn our memberships on. You know what I mean? Like she didn't even want to turn the memberships on. You know what I mean? She was. It was like, you know, just a place to hang.
I don't even monetize. I don't. You know why? And I listen. If you are eligible to monetize and you want to do it, then by all means, I think people should do it. For me, I almost think that to be able to.
And
I'm not known for sugarcoating things, so I think sometimes let's put it this way: if it gives me more credibility when trying to expose the dirt bags, then I will never monetize because I don't need to. It's
and that was, you know, Queen's, you know, that's still you'll never hear her be like, hey guys, if you want to support me, here's my cash. You'll never hear it from her. Never. Her mods will drop it every once in a while, you know what I mean? But it's totally, you know, when super chats come up and stuff like that, sometimes she can't see them because she's on StreamYard and stuff. So she is so not about money. She appreciates it times 10. You know what I mean? Like, how can you not? Yeah, but she is so not about that.
Oh, yeah, no, believe me, we all know who the money grubbers are. And like I said, I don't begrudge anyone making money on here. But you know, it's funny. I was listening to Savage right before I came in here from last night.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, oh my God, Jimbo. And well, now we've got like wheelchairs. I've never seen, I guess I'm old school like this. I would die before I came on here and admitted to people that I couldn't buy my family member a medical device that's not that expensive that I needed. But it's like, it's all a grift.
Yep. I mean, prom dress, the whole nine.
Have a lot of pride. So, and I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I just said.
Oh, I know exactly.
I totally get. There are, my God, a fucking box of cereal is $8. It's like, I don't get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and the whole situation with that happened with rap and
is there any word on that besides?
I know that rap, you know, he's in the hospital supposedly. He did go to the hospital. Yes.
Well, no matter what, he needs to be. Whether.
Yep. And I found Nicolina.
You do it. You don't.
Yep. Nicolina last week, I believe it was. Yeah, last week, looking right into the camera and telling him to DIE and to do it. And That's all right. That's the reason her shit came down. The reason why she got a strike.
Oh, who did that?
Nicolina looked right into the camera and said, "Do it, rap, do it."
I didn't know that. What the?
Oh yeah, it was bad. The video came down for harassment and bullying.
I don't watch any of them, so I didn't even know that had happened.
Oh yeah, and I'll say right now, I reported the video amongst other people. 3-4 times she looked right in the effing camera and said, "Just do it. Do us all a favor." You know what I mean? If that was to happen, she would be in so much trouble. That is you know what I mean? If you're online, you're telling someone to do that. There's laws on that.
Well, when I made that video yesterday, I was actually only speaking on. He had put up a screenshot, and I think it was two different names that. I think it was right from his chat, and I didn't know either one of them. The one I knew, the one I was familiar with part of the name, and it was obvious it was just another account under the same name. The other one I didn't know, but it was like, come on, and I agree. I mean, it was all for attention. However, clearly the man, he needs help. I mean, he needs help, and he needs to get the hell off YouTube is what he needs to do.
He needs to become a man, get a regular job, get off YouTube, support his kids, do the whole thing, and just say screw it all. You know what I mean? You can't.
Well, that's what I said to him yesterday. I was like, "Are you
Did
telling me you love your former fiance more than you love your children?" I
Right?
mean, because you would have to do such a thing.
Yeah. To me, I like as a man that I can't have children. It irks me to the 10th degree. You know what I mean? Because that's all. Growing up, oh, I can't wait to have a family and kids, and you know what I mean. And then I see someone like that that's neglecting them, so to speak, and it breaks my heart.
The whole thing it's all just sad and pathetic. And there's, like always happens, there's more coming out with that. But at the end of the day, it's none of my business. Whatever their deal is between the two of them, the allegations, that whole nine. I tried very hard to not mention anything more than I had to about that yesterday, because it is none of my business. But really, and if people stop supporting it, well, eventually they'll stop doing it.
Yeah, that's right there. I nailed it. You know what I mean? You can't go into his chat and say, are you okay? Because he's looking for that. He's looking for that. It's almost like you're enabling him. You know what I mean?
Did you think that now I remember many months ago when, oh God, what was that crazy bitch's name? The one that was that Ernie moved into her house, and Lisa. Did you know who Lisa was?
No.
Okay, well, this Lisa was Ernie's. She swore they weren't dating, but she lost her job and every worldly possession she owned for a man that she wasn't dating, supposedly. Whatever, it's her story. Tell it how you want.
Ooh.
But at one time, she posted a picture of Rap. But he swore up and down, that's not me, ha, ha, ha. And it looked different than when he finally turned the camera on the other day. And I have to say,
you didn't expect that?
The voice did not go with,
yeah.
I guess because he had the beard. I don't know. I just didn't think.
I saw him when he used to wear that mask, right? And those gloves that light up and whatnot. He turned his head. He turned his head one time. You could see he's got long blonde hair going all the way down his back. And I'm like, damn, I didn't ever know you had long blonde hair. I put it in the chat, and he didn't. And he's like, oh yeah. So then that didn't, to me, didn't fit. I always thought like a smaller dude, maybe dark hair, short. You know what I mean?
Well, I think he is small. I don't think
he's a short dude.
But yeah, I don't know. You know what I pictured? I always pictured like a computer, like a kind of geeky, just computer nerdy guy. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was the beard that threw me. It just wasn't what I. It's
weird when you put face to the face to a name or name to whatever it's called, because you don't think it's going to be the person's going to look like that, and it just surprises you. Not that it's a good or bad look, you know what I mean. You don't think the person is going to look like that, especially when you've been speaking to them for months and months and months, and you build up this thing in your head like, oh, this is what this probably, like I always what does B Tim look like? We'll never know, but I always got this picture in my head, and it's probably not
even human nature. Bama Beauty would like to know if you'd like to borrow her kids. She said she can put them in the car next week. Oh, is school getting ready to get out for the summer? The kids up north have a more normal school schedule like we would have had. Well, I might be older than you, but like when I was a kid, you went to school the day after the Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethon. What was that? Labor Day is August, September.
I think so. I think it's like August. I think August, right? Summer.
Now they start. My God, they get out early and they go back early.
Yeah, that stinks.
Okay, Truth Hurts says next month, so Truth Hurts is probably north.
Oh, June. You're right. So it does start. Does it start in June? June. I can't remember anymore. It's been too long.
I don't even know what month I'm in. Is it?
Right. We're in January.
First Monday in May is the Met Ball, so and I swear, you guys, I'm doing it today. I'm clipping those pictures. M Faithful says B Tim is definitely gorgeous.
I mean, there's a $500 bounty on him. Have you heard of that? Bounty on who he
Oh,
is.
yes, I think I did hear a bit about that. And I don't know if this is a nasty rumor, but who told me this? Somebody in the chat yesterday said that Bullscorn Betty, you know, she got her unicorn pink hair.
Yeah.
Bitch, you need to. Oh, Betty, there's time to look like My Little Pony, and it ain't now. Okay,
Yeah.
you gotta get that. You gotta stop the bleeding before we color the bleeding.
Facts.
But somebody said that she said in her live, well, I thought the pink was too pink, so I went home and bleached it.
No.
Yes. What do you think that's about? Not even that part, but okay. I know she listens to everybody who drags her because very recently she has started to say, I have beautiful hair. It's how did she put it? She said silky or soft locks. And the only reason it looks like the only reason you guys say that my hair is broken, you are so stupid. It's because my hair is wavy and I live in Florida and I don't blow dry it. Well, last I checked, not blow drying your hair does not make it look like you have 87 different lengths going on, but breakage would. So I
mean, she is down here in South Florida, right? She said that many
she's
kind of South
she's
Florida.
about
Yeah,
mid. Manatee County is it's just a little, I think she's a little south of the Orlando area.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I'm Palm Beach, Boca.
Okay, so you get it. It's we all understand what Florida does to hair.
Yeah.
But now wouldn't you think that, and we know she's got the thinnest skin on earth.
Oh yeah.
So why is it that she does not? I mean, I'm sorry, but if it's me, I'm going to take away every bit of ammunition you have to use against me if I'm her.
Right? You would think.
Yeah. I don't get it. As a woman, I
I'm
don't
not so
get
sure
it.
going pink was the right move.
Liza says, well, she should blow dry her hair.
Yeah. I mean, we do get humidity down here.
Liza, after she shaves it bald, that's when. Oh, Fit and Curvy, listen, she's been slowly losing it. I don't care what that bitch says. Her hair is the only thing thinner than her skin.
Yeah, that forehead is starting to run away. That's for sure.
I'm just reading the comments. They're hilarious. I don't get it. I don't know why.
For being who she is like the chat saying, like you're saying, she is so thin-skinned.
Oh,
she can dish it out, but she can't take it.
She's a conundrum.
Really is
an ugly conundrum. I wish she'd go away, but she definitely. I love it when she starts talking about how she pays all the haters' bills.
Oh, come on.
Like, bitch, you can afford my bills.
It's unreal.
Bitch, you don't even pay your own bills.
I mean, listen, she's begging for a new roof, for crying out loud, okay? And my dad owns a roofing company, so I know all. And I grew up on
tell me, what kind of roof is this? I asked somebody who, well, you probably know who Beer Can is, Beer Can Island. One of the subs that is in all the chats.
Oh yeah.
Betty doxed her back in the day, so as you can imagine, she has no use for her. Less use than the rest of us.
Right.
But she was telling me that Betty's got some kind of roof. I said, does she have a flat roof? And she said, it's not a flat roof, but it's I swear she called it a rollout. What the hell's a rollout?
I don't know what a
You
roll
know
up
what?
is.
You know what an old school. Listen, I call them. I said last Saturday when Heels and I were on, and something came up about Betty's roof, and I said, "Listen, she lives in an old Florida cracker box house. That's what I mean. That's what we call
Probably.
them."
And it's probably the pitch on it, meaning like the, how steep it is, stuff
Yeah,
like that,
it's
is
like
probably not a big pitch.
almost. Yeah, I guess it's like not all the way flat, but it's got a
Yeah, exactly.
slight pitch. But I don't know. I've just never had. Okay, Remy says it's like tar paper, but asphalt on a roll.
Oh, I know exactly what she's talking about now. Oh, okay. That's like more on top of like usually
Please
that's
explain,
businesses and
because
stuff like
I
that
don't
have that.
understand it.
Wow, that means
But
that's a
no
very cheap
shingles?
roof.
But wait a minute. She said she had shingles in her yard that were missing.
Okay.
So
Well,
how does it
if she's got
play a
hurricane
role of
insurance,
shingles?
she's got to wait for a hurricane because Florida, as you know, it has just to be a hurricane one. If it's a tropical storm, it won't cover your roof. But
That bitch doesn't have insurance. Didn't you hear this?
yeah, she went to the committee meeting. Remember? Oh my lord.
Oh, well, listen, you know why she does that? She goes every month without fail or however often they meet not because, listen, Betty, all you have to do is look at her record. It's very clear that Betty's not Miss civic minded rule follower. No, she does that because she knows they by law, she gets her 3 minutes of fame where she
Yes.
gets to be a little tyrant and scream and yell and be Betty. She doesn't everything she's
Have you seen Alex Smith or no Alex Stein? How he does it? He goes up there and makes jokes, and I think that she's trying to like do that type thing, like go up there and be somewhat funny but somewhat serious, and she knows that
all
she
you
can
have
just
to do is
on
look
that.
at her, and serious is out the window. I mean, it's true. It's
It
true.
is.
I mean,
It
and
is.
I say it for two reasons. Number one, because it's funny, and number two, because it's true. I mean, you tell me any serious community activist or organizer or insert job that Betty doesn't know jack shit about but claims to have. Have you ever seen one that looks like her?
No,
No,
negative.
you haven't, because that's not exactly the face you want to put forward to the electorate. I mean, come on.
No, they passed a law on her, a law because of her in Florida, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? She can't do what she does in other states because,
I'm a big
or
fan
in
of
Florida.
irony,
Yeah,
and
you know what I mean.
that's
And
the absolute height of irony that the
it,
woman who inspired the very law to protect people against her is herself protected
exactly.
by said law. Because I can tell you this, actually, I need to look that up, because I thought someone had told me that it's not that no one can go and protest. It has to be under a certain amount of people. I could be wrong about that, but
And I think you
I
need
am
to
going
get
to
like
look.
don't you need like not a certificate or whatever, but you need a what's that thing when you
Oh, a
have
permit?
permit? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Yeah, back in the day, I actually had, when I first started doing Betty stuff, I actually had someone reach out to me from one of the school board meetings that she regularly terrorized. And the lady's exact words, well, I think it was a lady, her exact words were, Betty is not happy unless Betty is miserable. And
That
once
makes
she said
sense.
that they had to have her escorted out of meetings, and she said, please bear in mind when I tell you all this that she does not have children. She doesn't have children that attend the school or live in the district.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't even have family members who have kids in the district. Now, I'm sorry, that to me does not exactly indicate. Well, at the very least, you don't have a very active social life. And that's the best thing I can say about it.
I think it's attention seeking for her. I think she likes the attention.
Hell yeah, because Nobody's ever paid any attention to her.
You
Why?
know what I mean?
Look
And
at
sadly,
her.
but
Why
it's like
would
her
they?
YouTube life is attention, whether it's good or bad. She's getting attention. She goes to committee meetings and go, you know what I mean? Just so people can hear her. It's like she wants to be heard no
I
matter
think a
what.
lot, yes, absolutely. And I think a lot of these tragedy pimps, and even the ones that maybe aren't tragedy pimps, they're just their own personal mess. They're just a walking billboard for what not to do. I'm like Prayer Garden.
Oh God.
Okay, let me tell you, it makes me lose a little bit more faith in humanity every day that I wake up. And that bitch is still got a YouTube channel, and that people, it's not even so much that she's got the channel, because whatever, it's an open platform, I'm not going to say what I think should be done with her, but it's the fact that people, have you ever seen the kind of play her videos get? It's crazy.
It's very, very weird. I mean, the other day when she had, what did she have, Dawn and Jody Sue on, and it was like a freaking boxing match, and she just let that go, and I was like, you're letting this filth go on, and this is about a missing child that's been missing 2 years now.
That's Summer's channel.
Right?
You know what I told her yesterday? I said, Summer's sending a bill. Summer wants her money from her channel.
It's unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine? I don't know. I don't watch the bitch except when I go to drag her for filth. Mm-hmm. And much like Betty, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. There is no depth to any of them. You can literally just do one of these. Okay, push the button. No matter where in the video you land, you're going to be able to talk about it, because it's just going to be her rabid. I mean, she is, honest to God, in my opinion, I'd say she's probably functionally illiterate. She needs to get off of the internet and go take a 4th grade English class, kind of like Betty with the hair, Prayer Garden. Like there's a lot of words that she cannot say, like idea. Well, Nick, it's not a good ideal.
I've heard that.
Everybody in the world who cannot stand her has drugged her up and down and up and down. And she still does it.
Right.
And that's not the only one. That's just one of the notable ones. But
Ideal.
Always. And usually she's like foaming at the mouth like a rabid dog when she is screaming it at you. Hey, SoFlo Mama. Thank you, ma'am. Hi, Kat.
Hey, guys.
Make no mistake, BHB was paid for terrorizing the school board meetings and members at their homes. How she made income, and she was paid for her political attendance in support of said politician. I don't get that, because there's lots of normal appearing people. Well, hell, if that's the case, shit, you pay me enough money, I'll go sit front row, and I'll actually look like I pay taxes instead of just receiving the benefit of, the people who pay taxes. And this is what I don't get about these people, and what makes me so crazy.
It's just, to me, it's idiocracy.
Why do they have all these views when, like I said, Prayer Garden doesn't even speak like English is her native language?
Beats me.
But it is. It does. It makes me like lose a little bit of faith in society.
Humanity.
Like,
yeah.
What is wrong with you people? Why are you glorifying this? That bitch has brought zero to this platform except anger, her filthy mouth,
anguish.
She's defiled that baby. That's what pisses me off so bad. And I've told Dawn and Candace a million times only on YouTube. I am proudly one of the channels that never, ever, ever has had any communication with Dawn and Candace. and I'm not looking to.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you want it, right? I mean,
It just, no, because it makes me sick. I don't understand how the hell can Dawn sit up there and listen to that nasty, disgusting, vile creature. She is a basement dweller.
I don't get it either. I mean, I wasn't there for the summer case. You know what I mean? I know just bits and pieces about it, but you would think that you wouldn't be on a YouTube platform talking the way you're talking. Like for instance, just Jody Sue and what's called going back and forth with each other and calling each other names. I mean, are either one of them thinking about Summer at all when they're just running their trap and their nastiness?
Oh, well,
I don't
Prayer
understand.
Garden is because Prayer Garden, her whole channel is Summer's channel. Everything she does is about Summer. Yeah, I just,
It's weird. It really
it's
is.
beyond weird. It's so, I mean, that poor baby has been so exploited by so many people. And to have her parents go, of all the channels in this world to go on, I mean, because honestly, I don't give a shit what anybody says. If Prayer Garden can say all day long that her channel's all about Summer, I'm keeping her name out there. Well, let me tell you something, you illiterate bitch. If I'm cruising through the queue and I have never heard of you, and I'm looking at things about Summer Wells, if that's the first thing you come across, or the second, whatever.
Right.
How many normal people do you think are going to pay 1 second? I hope that the only people that listen to her are people that are like her. That's got to be it, because I don't know how any thinking person could listen to her.
And if the channel's all about Summer, then demonetize the stuff. Demonetize it then, Prayer Garden. I bet you won't.
Hell no, she won't. Are you kidding me?
And that's what shows you what it's about. It ain't about Summer. It's about the money.
LG, how are you? Kit, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, no, nothing but the money. Listen, she is the original tragedy pimp as far as the Summer Wells case, and Summer is her only client. Well, wait, I take that back. She stuck her illiterate tongue into Kylie Rodney's case. I'm sure her parents were just thrilled about that. Can you imagine? Here's what I try and think. Despite what people may think, because I know there's a lot of people who think I'm a stone cold bitch and sit at the right hand of Satan. I don't give a shit.
Really?
This is me. I don't sugarcoat shit. I especially am not going to do it for people who don't deserve it. I'm gonna think about it a moment before.
What's the word that Tim uses? I'm gonna what does he say? Digress. I digress. Right? I digress. I digress.
But on another note, can you imagine? God forbid you are a parent of a missing child, or even, God forbid, worse, and you find out that all these vipers, thieves, liars, dirtbags, losers have got your kid's name in their mouth every night.
Yeah.
They're making money off of your child. And these people they seem to want to lead people to believe that number one, they know more than the police.
Oh yeah.
They're on the case. They're investigating it.
Yep. Like putting peen poles up, Laura, while you're doing a case.
Foul. That was so foul.
Unbelievable.
I mean, if you're a person with empathy, I just don't know how you do these kinds of things. And I honestly, to me, it just pours salt in the wound of these poor people who are going through the worst thing in their life.
Yeah.
And
And
you've got all these dumbasses who know nothing about their family, their kids, and they're just exploiting them for money.
yeah. And this
I'm
world
so
is
unglued.
coming to me when I, like I said, I cannot have
It's so
children. I'm okay with that, especially in the last couple of years of seeing all this stuff, and, especially in the last year of being on the side of YouTube. I'm completely okay with that now. You know what I mean? It bothered me up until probably about a year and a half ago. But seeing all this stuff going on with this missing kids and this crazy, that just I did not know. But people have told me it's been like this for a while. But I did not know it was like this at all, because they don't show everything on the news and whatnot. And it just, to me, it's mind-boggling the amount of stuff that I've come across just on YouTube alone, and it scares the crap out of me. I got a 7-year-old niece. That's my life. I would, a lot of people say,
Can you
I'll take a bullet.
imagine?
I would take 80 bullets for her.
And yeah, can you imagine? God forbid something happened,
Oh,
and you've got all these idiots up here just exploiting the shit out of her just to line their pockets.
see, that's the thing. I know what I would do, and
You know
it's
what?
scary to
Yeah,
it's
I get
scary to
it.
think what I would do.
I think that's why I literally, it's very hard for me to hold back with my thoughts on these people, because I just find it so disgusting. And I just hope, because I mean, there's going to be a tipping point with this. It's, I mean, I've said for a long time, to me, there's two sides. There's good, there's evil, there's right, there's wrong when it comes to these tragedy pimps in these cases. And you are one or you're not one. And here's another thing I never really thought about until somebody else brought it up, and it makes perfect sense. Can you imagine for somebody who is just maybe Googling something online about maybe Summer Wells, whatever the case may be, and Prayer Garden
Comes
and
up.
the likes, and Betty and Dolly and all the tragedy pimps, they're the ones who are at the top of the queue that get the
Attention.
first look. Yeah.
Yeah, they get all the attention, and you're looking at, and you're listening to their content and whatnot, and I mean that could literally spoil somebody's morals. You know what I mean?
And a person who's like not, I'll use like my mom, for example, who, if she goes on YouTube, it's to look at a tutorial for something. So let's say my mom sees some case on the world news, because she still watches the world news. And she says, oh, well, I want to know a little bit more about that. So she goes and puts the name in, and the first thing, and she's not regularly on YouTube, but the first one that comes up in the line, or some of the first ones, Prayer Garden, because that's every single night, all night, every night. It's all summer.
And she's not even subscribed to her. She's not in her YouTube algorithm.
She'd listen to that for 30 seconds at best. She'd be out, and she would never touch it again. And my mom is not the only person like that. I know. So
I've never watched Prayer Garden. I've seen the clips of her. I've heard people talk about her, whatnot.
Oh, you've never heard her?
Not before a couple of weeks ago, and then I saw the Don Mills.
Heard her now.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, don't make me, because I will.
Oh no, I know about her now.
I will pull that foul mouth bitch up, and we will.
She's something else. You know what I mean? At first, I thought Prayer Garden and Miss Portland were the same person.
She's white trash. She's illiterate white trash. That's the something else that she is. Oh yes, throw a little dash of evil in to stir that shit stew. Yep, that's Prayer Garden.
The ones that start with P. You got Prayer Garden. You got Miss Portland. Shit. Oh Lord.
Oh, that one. I don't know much about her, but way back in the day when I would listen to Natasha Cooper, and that was before I was ever over here.
Mhm.
They were going at it. Oh my God, I'm glad you reminded me of her. She might be a fun one to review.
Do you
Go
ever see
straight-
Queen's
she goes
little
straight
thing
off
she
the
puts
deep
up?
end. Have
You
I
ever see
seen what?
Queen Bee's little like video she'll put up where because Miss
With Miss
Portland,
Portland?
yeah, she'll do the little
No.
tongue thing, la 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 la, and it's like I
Oh.
hate all of you.
I gotta find
Yeah.
that. Oh my
Oh.
God.
Queen has the best clips.
Oh, I'm going to look for that. Yes.
So
Swear.
funny.
Kit says swear garden is disgusting, is dumb as shit. Absolutely. Nick, you might not know, but that's one of Prayer Garden's taglines.
Really?
Absolutely, you stupid motherfuckers. Fuck you.
Jesus.
God,
A little Michelle Sabat's in there.
oh, God bless you, sweetheart. God bless you.
Oh, then she goes Christian right after that.
Listen, she will scream like a rabid, illiterate badger. Every foul, disgusting thing you can think. And somebody gives her a super chat, and it's, oh, thank you, darling. Thank you so much, my sweetheart. God bless you.
Oh God. What up, Eccles?
Here's another thing she does. This is another one of her calling cards. Now go figure. How's this for some irony? One of the most illiterate sounding women on YouTube. Well, she starts every show by highlighting every chat, putting it on the screen, and reading it for the benefit of the audience. It's like, bitch, we can see it. You don't need to read it. And reading is not your specialty anyway, honey. Yeah, Prayer Garden, you want to spend some time. God, that's what she should do. PG, you should live stream from the library, except you're too loud for the library.
Right.
Maybe the parking lot of the library. Maybe you could get some what's
Something.
the word I'm looking for? Well, like she could maybe get a few like IQ points, maybe just for going in the vicinity of a library. What do they call that? Not clout, but like you know how there's like secondhand embarrassment. What's the term for like secondhand
cringe? No.
No, like
she could go to the library and take a picture right in front of it.
When you say, oh, well, they're standing in the shadow of, Prayer Garden, you got to try standing in the shadow of a fucking library, honey.
Yeah, just walk in front of it, take a picture, smile, you know what I mean? You'll get a couple
I'm pretty sure she doesn't ever smile. No. You know how I picture her? She's only one of two ways. She's either what's eating Gilbert Grape, fat, obese, or she's 87 pounds, soaking wet. My guess is more towards that.
She's a smaller. See, I don't.
She's one or the other. I think she's probably I think she's, super thin. She's probably got like a real short haircut. Of course, she'll tell you she's a fucking supermodel, which coincidentally, it's like, honey, it's so easy, just cam up. I'll send you another fruit basket, Prayer Garden.
The fruit basket?
Oh, it was always my joke with her. When I started dragging her on my first go around on YouTube.
Yeah.
I used to tell her that she'd done so much good for my channel. The least I could do was send her an edible arrangements fruit basket.
We got those down here, edible arrangements.
I always picture her as like The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh God.
If it was next to like they were already in a radioactive like desert valley. Yeah, that's kind of
like the show The Whitakers, or do you ever see The Whitakers on YouTube?
I have seen in fact, I was just watching them the other day because
get their haircut.
When Mark Leda took him to get a haircut, I love his channel.
I love it too. Soft white underbelly. Is that what it is? Yep.
Yeah. Do you know I watched there was a thumbnail of someone they were trying to explain their family tree. I was so lost. I was just like, oh, Lisa out. I don't get that. Hey, little love, how you doing? Oh, Remy. Remy, that has long been the rumor. in these parts. And her comment says, someone said she cammed up, meaning Prayer Garden, once and looked different than she sounds. Well, if that's your way of trying to tell me you think she looks like a Victoria's Secret runway model.
Well, damn. She just came up
I
more.
don't know. Listen, I know the bitch doesn't have any teeth. That I absolutely know, as sure as I'm sitting here. She told me that once.
I wonder what she looks like. Damn it.
Oh, well, we all wonder what she looks like. And the only reason I wonder, and the same as everybody else, I'm sure, to have a mouth that foul, vile, and disgusting, and to be female, supposedly, of course it makes you like, you just want to see what's the head that's attached to that mouth.
Yeah. Like, what's going on there? You know what I mean? Like, I definitely would like to know. It's, you know what I mean?
Oh, here's another thing she's known for, and this is hilarious.
Uh-oh. What is it?
She calls them her little ones. Oh, I gotta get my little ones picked up from school. I'm like, bitch, you do not have little ones, okay? Unless modern science has found a way to reverse menopause, you don't have little ones. At best, they're grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
I could definitely see a scenario where she could have grandkids living with her, possibly great grandkids. But what I definitely know for sure is that bitch does not, I repeat, not have little ones. So Flo, yes, she does sound like she's, well, So
80,
Flo says 80. I guarantee you, in Prayer Garden, it's very easy to debunk this if I'm wrong. My guess is she is anywhere between 65 to 75.
Oh, yeah, then she's definitely a granny.
Hey, Melanie Ray, Blunt B.
That's Packless right there, Blunt B. What up, Blunt B?
She fights with the Daisy and Jankies, who one of them is the cow lady, and I guess Jankies is her sister. I don't know. It's the old biddy gang, is what it is.
Old biddy.
Those old biddies are definitely they are far intellectually superior to Prayer Garden. And I mean, despite if I didn't know some of the gross shit that the farm lady had done, I would think she was just a harmless old lady with a YouTube hobby. No.
Really?
She was the one during Kylie Rodney's case when AWP, the other tragedy pimps of that case, when they put her watery grave video behind a paywall, as of course all, kind, thoughtful people do. Well, she took it a step further along with Jaundice for All. But she did a better job than he did, and she didn't take hers down. She had some kind of software and like a crayon or some kind of pen she was able to draw on the screen with. And she was kind enough to show a complete outline of where Kylie was in that car, because I was one of the people who, even when they took it out from behind the paywall, once they had wrung every wooden nickel out of that there was, then they released it to the public. I could not see it. But once that farm lady did that, I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah, I know, right?
It was very gross. It was really gross.
That's how I found this entire community.
Oh, really?
Like, oh my God. My buddy just sent me a picture. He just lost out on 13K by the nose of a horse. He lost a horse race, a trifecta, by 3.
But not the Derby, right? We haven't had the Derby yet, have we?
Derby started at noon, but the big races don't come up till like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
These are the 3 races. Oh, I'm gonna go get my dog.
I'm gonna have to wear my crown for the Derby because
There you go. I'll be right back.
Unless I can find I do have some more hats, but none of them are like festive. I don't know. I can. Back in the day, I was pretty mean with a glue gun. I could probably take one of my big, like, wide brim hats and hot glue some flowers. If I have until 5, I might do that. Oh, little dove. I hope you're feeling better. Speedy recovery to you, my friend. All right, everybody. I think when Nick comes back, I'm going to end this.
I just let my dog in. I was walking in.
Oh, I was just saying that when you came back, I was gonna end this. Hey, 1, 2, 3, Rebecca's.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming up and giving me the
lowdown.
Yeah. Of course, between now and the next 2 hours, I mean, you know how that goes. We could have a complete. I may need another tutorial. Not a tutorial.
Something will come out today. If it doesn't, we all know.
This place never disappoints. That's the one thing. This is literally the world's fastest soap opera.
It really is. It really is crazy like that. You know what I mean?
Soap operas have nothing on this place. Okay, I used to watch soap operas when they.
I don't watch TV anymore.
Like, what?
Yeah, I watched Black Mirror because of Queen. She put me on Black Mirror.
You said you used to be in one.
Oh no!
Damn, which one?
The one Big Juicy was in. The one Big Juicy was in. Molly.
Oh gosh. I don't think that was a soap opera.
I don't think so either.
All right, y'all.
All right. Thank you for having me on, Lisa. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
I'll see you out here on these
streets.
Okay.
Roger that.
Bye.
Bye.
Cash. Bye, Nick. I'll see you. I'll see you around. Cash, do we like Lisa? I don't know. A lot of people say she's a raging bitch, but those who really know her, yeah, they usually like her. Oh, that's hilarious. Throw in a witch. Well, we already got a witch. Prayer Garden's the witch. Shit, we got a lot of witches. We need less witches. Wait, I got to finish reading that. Throw in a witch and a talking doll, and we've got YouTube passions. Okay, I'm cool with that, but can we please make sure the doll is literate? Okay, that's how we know. Well, we know who can't play that role. Well, for everyone who is just walking in, I'm going to say hello, goodbye. Lisa Schenkel, how are you? Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you here before. And I'm so sorry if there's anybody I missed that came in that I did not say hello to. Y'all, I'm just so bad about when I look at the chat, I start, getting distracted by the shiny stuff. And then I completely forget what I'm saying. All right, y'all. I promise I'm going to warm this coffee up, and then I'm coming back in here to clip pictures. And we are going to get these damn Met Gala red carpet fashion popo. I'm hoping that Coco can join me. Oh, well, Liza, that's all right. We saw each other in the coronation. All right, you guys, I hope everybody has a fantastic Saturday. It's a gorgeous day here in Florida. I hope it's nice where you are and that you will go out and get some fresh air, go do something fun with the family. Take a break from YouTube. All right, everybody. I will see you out here on these streets later on. Have a great day.